And I really just started looking for that like kind of big experience. And this was back in like 2013 when I was looking for this kind of big experience, this big race that would kind of be able to ultimately test me on the things that I was teaching. And I came across this transatlantic rowing race. It's literally this 3,000-mile rowing race across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm thinking, I'm a rower and I don't even think this is possible. Like I'm kind of where you are, So I'm thinking this is impossible, but I'm intrigued. And so little did I know that evening when I'm Googling this stuff, that's the beginning of a very long journey for me. And so it takes 2 years to train properly. So I built the team up, got the sponsorship, and trained ourselves. We did mental training. You had to take all these courses too, and you have to be able to navigate at sea and in the dark and, deal with all these kinds of, all this adversity. And so we were out there and, 2015 was the first year that we entered the race. It was me and 3 other people. We start 600 miles into this 3,000-mile race. 2 of my teammates have to be evacuated because of illness and injury. A boat sails to get them off the coast of Africa. They're evacuated. Me and my remaining teammate, we decide to finish. So we've got 2,400 miles left to go in this 3,000-mile race. We're now I think we were in 24th place. We're like 3rd to last place. No one thinks we're even going to finish. And, at that moment, I realized that this is the test, not the one that I thought I was going to get, but here it is. Here we are. We're now a 2-person team trying to do something that no one expects us to be able to do. Long story short, after 51 days at sea, we finished that crossing in 11th place, actually. So we were able to not only be out there, but to pass a number of different boats over the course of 41 days, just out there by ourselves, getting beat up by storms, 20, 30 foot waves that your boat's literally surfing down. We can talk about that later. And we finish. And there's a couple things happen. One is, of course, we're celebrating with our families and our sponsors are there and everything's great. But to be honest, over the next couple months, I'm just kind of, it's gnawing at me that as a leader, as that captain of that team, quite frankly, I didn't really do what I set out to do. I mean, I didn't really lead this team because we had a guy that left because he was very, very sick and needed to get to a doctor. But we had another guy leave just because he saw the opportunity to leave and he took it. He just got on that boat. And it's easy to get down on a guy like that and say you quit the team. But, in the end, I'm a leader. I'm the captain. I'm teaching this stuff for the last 10 years. And I failed to get that guy to stay on that boat, to make it feel that he needed to be part of that team. So I re-upped, which no one had ever done before. I decided to re-enter the very next year. I put a new team together, trained them in a different way, learning from all those mistakes I made. And we went back out the very next year. A year later, I found myself back at that start line. Not only did we win the race that year, but we broke the 13-year-old world record as the fastest team to ever row across the Atlantic Ocean, which went from 51 days that first year to 35 days, 14 hours and 3 minutes the next year. And I'll kind of leave it at that for now because I know we want to talk other things as well. But the juxtaposition of those 2 teams, the way that we trained, the way that we handled adversity, because the second year was no easier than the first in terms of weather, was really kind of what really kind of made me believe, even though I've been teaching for a long time, in the ability to kind of leverage human emotion for doing amazing things. So you say, hey, what you've done is amazing. It's superhuman. And I appreciate that. I really do. I like that. I like hearing that stuff. But I think the process by which we built this team and we were together is what made us be able to do that stuff.